Dr. Haldor Lilenis was a hymn writer and also a music publisher. In fact, there is a Lilenis publishing company even today that exists. But when he was younger, he had come to the United States from Norway, and one of his neighbors taught him English, and she often sang to him the song that we talked about yesterday, God Leads His Dear Children Along. And so that hymn became one of the first things that he learned in English, but it also carried him through some really difficult times in his life. And so as he became an adult and as he became a publisher of hymns, a writer of hymns himself, he decided that he would look up the man who wrote that hymn, George Young. And what he discovered was that George had died. And so he attempted to find George's widow. And he was able to track her down to a small town, and he found out that she was living in a poorhouse. And when he asked for instructions or directions for how to find that place, the person who gave him the directions said, this is the way to the poorhouse. And it is a very poor house. And it kind of crushed Dr. Lilenis that this man who had written something that had really ministered to his life, that his wife had wound up living in poverty. But he went and he found her, and this is how he recounted her testimony to him. She said, "My husband and I were married while we were very young. God gave us a wonderful life together. He led us from day to day. We had so much of Jesus. But then God took my husband. Now God has led me here, and I'm so excited and glad about it. God has used me in this place. Isn't it wonderful that God leads his children day by day and step by step? Many people come to this place and they are so sad and in such great need. They need help and comfort. I have been able to cheer many of them and lead scores of them to the Lord Jesus Christ. How thankful I am that God has brought me to this place where I can be of so much help to these people." And I think it's really impressive that this woman, who had faced some difficulties in her life, who never had a lot of material possessions, held on to the fact that she had Jesus and that he led her along. And that reminded me of a verse from Psalm 31 that says, "You are my rock and my fortress. For your name's sake, you will lead me and guide me." And I think that's what Mrs. Young found, was that God had led her not just for her benefit, but for the benefit of his name, of his kingdom, as she was able to minister to many people, even at the end of their life, and tell them the good news of Jesus. And that reminded me also of Jesus' call to Simon and Andrew, when he said to them, "Follow me, and I will make you become fishers of men." This woman, whose husband had written those words that God leads us along, some through the fire, some through the flood, but all through the blood, that she in turn passed on that message even to the end of her life. She followed Jesus and became a fisher of men. I pray that for us today, that we would learn the joy of following Jesus closely, that we would learn that even though we may not have a lot, if we have him, we have everything that we need. And that we would learn the joy of following him even into those places that might be uncomfortable, where we might have the opportunity to share our journey with others and see them come to know the one that we love and that we follow.